Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into some source materials about something many of us will eventually encounter: a hospital stay.
Yeah, either ourselves or, someone close to us.
Exactly. And while the focus is obviously on care, there's often this whole other layer of, well, questions and sometimes real frustration around just getting information.
That's right. We're really zeroing in on that communication aspect today, looking at it from, well, multiple angles, really. You've got families who are understandably anxious for updates.
Totally understandable.
Then the healthcare staff who are providing care under, frankly, immense pressure.
And even the primary caregivers, right? The ones kind of stuck in the middle trying to manage requests from everyone else.
Exactly. They're often juggling their own emotions and playing information central.
So our mission, let's say, is to pull out the key insights here. We want to understand why hospital communication can be so challenging and, maybe more importantly, how we can all navigate it a bit better, more effectively, more respectfully.
Mm-hmm. And we've got sources that paint a picture of the reality inside hospitals, others that touch on the really high standards they aim for, and then some really practical advice. Actionable stuff.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with that reality inside the hospital sounds right. Because, when you're on the outside waiting, it's easy to forget just how much is actually going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And the sources really hammer this home, the significant demands on healthcare professionals. Your doctors, your nurses, everyone involved, they're often juggling multiple patients at the same time.
Multiple complex situations, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just being busy running around. The sources highlight these very specific tasks needing total focused medication management, assessments, crucial documentation.
Right, that documentation is key for handover and continuity, isn't it?
It's critical. Plus procedures, monitoring.
Right.
It's mentally intensive work. Errors can have serious consequences.
So this intense focus explains why, as some sources suggest, constantly pinging staff for updates isn't just, annoying for them.
It's more than annoying. It can actually disrupt the flow of care.
Disrupt? How so? Genuinely slow things down or lead to mistakes?
Potentially, yes. Every time they're interrupted, their focus shifts from, say, calculating a complex dose or monitoring a critical sign or finishing notes the next shift needs. It can delay care for the person you're asking about.
Ah, okay.
And potentially for other patients, too. It's a system built for careful processes, and interruptions kind of throw a wrench in that.
And I guess it just adds to the stress. These people are already under pressure making big decisions.
Oh, absolutely. Add constant calls, especially if there isn't even new information to share yet, and that stress level just goes up. It can affect their concentration, their emotional reserves, which, again, can potentially impact the quality of care.
And there are so many different people involved, too. You mentioned the doctors who might have limited face time.
Right.
The nurses who are there 24/7, but juggling so many tasks.
And documentation, lots of documentation.
Yeah, then the main family caregiver, probably exhausted, stressed.
Maybe scared, yeah.
And then this wider circle of family and friends, all worried, wanting info, but maybe not quite getting the hospital protocols.
It's a perfect storm for communication breakdown, really, a real challenge.
Yeah, a communication minefield.
But what's interesting is, despite this high-pressure reality, hospitals are simultaneously aiming for these incredibly high structured standards. Quality, safety, that's paramount.
Okay, so that's where things like accreditation come in. The sources mentioned bodies like Joint Commission International, JCI, and NABH in India.
Exactly. Think of JCI and NABH as setting the benchmarks. They create these detailed frameworks, these standards for everything from patient safety goals to infection control to, yes, even how information should ideally flow. Getting accredited is a huge deal for a hospital.
It must involve a massive commitment from everyone working there, following all those procedures.
Day in, day out. It means adhering to very specific protocols. It helps build a culture where safety, procedure, and, focused work are the top priorities.
Wow.
And understanding that context is important. It helps explain why staff might not be able to give you an update the second you ask. It's often not because they don't care.
Right.
It's because they're deep in a critical task that has to be done according to these very strict quality-focused standards. They're prioritizing the structured care delivery that accreditation demands.
Okay, that connects the dots. So it's not just busy. It's busy following a system designed for safety, which needs focus.
Precisely.
So knowing the pressure cooker environment, how do people, families, friends actually get updates without causing disruption?
Well, the sources give some really good practical strategies. The main theme is respect. Respect for the staff's time, respect for the critical nature of their work.
Okay, so what does that look like in practice?
It means timing your requests better. Instead of calling just any time anxiety hits, maybe try aligning with the hospital's own rhythms, like official visiting hours, or perhaps when doctors typically do their rounds.
So asking when might be a good time, instead of just demanding info now.
Exactly that. You could ask the nurse or doctor directly, is there a better time for me to check in for an update? Often, they're happy to schedule a specific time, maybe once a day, to consolidate info and share it. It's more efficient for everyone.
And being there during rounds, if allowed, seems like a golden opportunity.
It really is, if possible. That's often when the whole team Exactly. It prevents that constant interruption we talked about. And use those group chat tools, WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever, wisely.
How so?
The spokesperson shares updates there, calmly, maybe once or twice a day. But the key is verified updates.
Not rumors or guesses?
Definitely not. No forwarding, I heard, maybe, or personal interpretations. That just ramps up anxiety for everyone. Stick to what's been confirmed by the medical team.
I also like the suggestion about offering practical support, not just asking for news like, can I bring coffee or need help with the insurance forms?
Yes, that shifts the dynamic. It shows understand the pressure, especially on the primary caregiver. And you want to help, not just extract information. It's supportive, not demanding.
It builds goodwill, I imagine.
It really does. And another tough but important point the sources raise. Sometimes no news is good news. Or at least it means things are stable.
Right. The absence of frantic updates might just mean the situation is steady and staff are focused on keeping it that way.
Exactly. It's hard when you're anxious, but it's a useful reframe.
The sources even gave some phrases, like ways to ask that show respect.
Yeah, things like, I know you're doing everything possible. Please just update me when you have a moment. Or even acknowledging their workload. No pressure for constant updates. Please take care of yourselves too.
Those little phrases probably go a long way.
They signal cooperation, not conflict. And just as important are the don'ts. The sources are clear. Don't call the nurse's station constantly.
Every half hour, yeah, probably not helpful.
No. Don't demand minute-by-minute reports. That's just not how it works. Don't show up outside visiting hours expecting special access if it breaks protocol.
And don't guilt-trip the main caregiver. They're already carrying so much.
Absolutely not. That adds unnecessary burden.
Okay, let's flip this perspective now. What about the person getting all those requests? The patient, if they're able, or usually, that primary family caregiver who's fielding calls and texts.
Yeah, this is so important. That caregiver is under enormous stress, too. The advice from the sources is really about setting expectations early on.
Like telling people how updates will work.
Exactly. Communicate clearly how and when you plan to share information. Maybe say, look, things are hectic. I'll send a group message around 7 p.m. each day with the main news.
Manages expectations right off the bat.
It does. And crucially, prioritize your own well-being. The sources stress this. You are not obligated to be an information hub 24/7, especially if it's draining you.
It's okay to set boundaries.
Absolutely okay. Set limits on the time you spend updating others. Your energy needs to go to the patient and to keeping yourself functional. Remember your needs to rest, food, maybe talking to someone.
Like a hospital social worker. Some sources mention those supports might be available.
Yes, or counselors, friends, other family members. Use your support system.
Yeah.
Remember, you control the flow of information outwards. You have the right to say, gently but firmly, I need to focus right now. I'll update everyone later.
Protecting your own energy levels.
It's essential. And maybe try, consciously, to focus on small positives where possible. Celebrating tiny steps forward in recovery, it can help shift the focus, even just a little.
Keep some perspective, some energy.
Yeah, moves away from just being a conduit for status reports towards acknowledging the actual journey of recovery.
So bringing all this together now, connecting it back to you, our listener, what these sources seem to be saying is that this whole hospital communication thing, it's not just about getting facts. It's about understanding the system.
Exactly. Understanding the pressures, the standards, the whole environment, and then communicating in a way that's respectful and strategic. That kind of communication actually helps create a more cooperative atmosphere.
Which benefits everyone involved.
Right. The patient gets more focused care, the staff can do their jobs more effectively under less sort of ambient stress, and the family gets reliable information in a sustainable way.
And it links back to those high standards, the JCI and NABH accreditation stuff we talked about. When we communicate well, respecting this system.
We're actually supporting that system. We become part of the solution, helping things run smoothly rather than inadvertently adding friction. We're contributing to the environment needed for that high-quality, reliable, safe care they're striving to deliver.
So the bottom line seems to be patience, respect for the massive demands on healthcare staff, and having a clear, calm communication strategy.
That sums it up pretty well. Whether you're the one seeking updates or the one feeling pressured to give them, those elements are key.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something maybe to think about. We've talked about the dedication, the high standards hospitals aim for. How might truly internalizing that, understanding the system's goals and pressures, shift our own mindset when we're in that anxious waiting space? Could focusing on empathy and patience, recognizing everyone's working towards the best outcome within that complex system, actually change our experience for the better?